Welcome to the fourth lesson of this course, How to make a communication plan. Many experts have developed useful templates for an effective communication plan, but every communication plan must be tailored to the real needs, which change from time to time depending on the client. Let's take a look at one of the methodologies used to structure a good communication plan, the 6M model. To draw up a good and effective communication plan, it's necessary to take into account the 6M elements: market, mission, message, media, money, measurement. Market. We need to know our target audience and whether we are talking to the right people. We need to understand if our messages are structured in the best way for that target audience. For example, we could send personalized emails, write different content, and experiment with different calls to actions. Mission. This helps us to define the objectives of the campaign, which we cannot ignore if we want our communication plan to work. Communications objectives are what the company wants to achieve by implementing its communication strategy. It may be an objective of increasing the promotion of our product, or a repositioning objective, or the acquisition of new customers. The choice of the objective to be pursued determines the communication actions to be undertaken. Message. Is the communication well structured? The message must be calibrated on the basis of the real needs of the target you intend to reach. It's necessary to give the public exactly the answer to what they are looking for, without adding or removing anything. For this reason, listening, analysis, careful profiling of the target audience are at the heart of creating an effective promotional message. An insight. Each brand has a specific place in the mind of the consumer who attributes certain characteristics to it. The control and management of the process by which this takes place falls within the sphere of brand positioning, or the positioning of a brand in the consumer's imagination. Of course, all this involves a series of emotional and irrational factors that communications must be able to exploit through the creation of correct corporate key message in line with the values to be communicated. A brand is not a sum of products, services, and processes, but a collection of emotions and people. Media. How many and which communication channels can and should we use? An in-depth analysis of this aspect is fundamental. Creating a communication plan also involves defining the digital and traditional channels to be used to communicate and disseminate content. Money. A communication plan must always be measured against the available budget. Keeping the economic aspect under control helps to foresee and plan everything we can achieve, without wasting time developing overly expensive ideas and spending the money we have in the best possible way. Measurement. Finally, no matter how perfect the communication strategies implemented are, if we don't know how to properly measure them, they will not get us very far. The last step is to monitor the impact of the content and measure the return on investment of the communication, to understand what worked in the strategy and if there are any critical points. Any other insight? Return on investment is the rate of return on a company's total investment. It's obtained by calculating the ratio of operating profit to total net operating capital employed. ROI is a reliable measure of the performance of a series of communication activities. In a nutshell, it's the result of combining the company's general objectives with the performance objective, the specific objectives of our communication plan, and then analyzing the quantitative and qualitative data that allow us to say whether the performance objectives have been achieved. The most commonly used formula for calculating ROI is as follows. ROI is net profit on invested capital. The net profit, also called derived profit, indicates the total income from the investment campaign and excluding the invested capital, while the term invested capital simply means the amount of money you choose to invest. Thank you for your attention.